Sunset, thank you. Hold for the siren, please. Can we get clear, Harley? Clear. Action. Where I was at the time in my life, I started trying to kill myself when I was about 10. I started leaving home when I was about 10. They finally let me stay away from home when I was 12 years old. My dad says no, I wasn't, I was 14. So we disagree on the time frames, but I know where I was and what I was doing at different times. There was no one. I was on my own every day, trying to get through life, being bullied and feeling unloved and unwanted and living in other people's houses. And, you know, it didn't even occur to me that there was... It didn't even occur to me that this was actually something that I deserved help with. But I did feel terribly guilty that this other girl had been through what she'd been through and I hadn't done anything to stop it. I was in this foster home with these people when I was 14. I'd already been in a foster care facility. So this is a troubled kid that isn't really wanted by anyone, who's got a lot of charisma, who's got a lot of balls, who's adventurous but lost, and wants to be loved. He's just been bandied around everywhere. I had a friend at school, Leslie, and she had a CB radio.
Illegal, fun to use, and has invaded London in a big way in the last 2 years. It turns you on, but something you turn on. Citizen Band Radio.
She'd given herself like a sexy, tags in those days. She'd given herself like some sexy tag. So I said, what should I be? And she said, well, everyone says you've got nice legs, so call yourself Lovelylegs. So I was on the CB radio and I was Lovelylegs. It didn't take long before this guy showed interest in us. He'd always turn up. Other people turned up, but it was mostly him all the time. It's a bit like a prequel to like this internet shit that happens now. He'd go like,
"Where's Lovelylegs?"
So anyway, eventually I must have given him my phone number. He was very late getting in touch and I was ready. Felt like I was being stood up. I remember feeling important. I remember feeling like somebody wants to meet me. I'm not here because I'm hanging on the skirt tails of the person I'm living with or the friends that I got. He started changing the plan, so he'd ring and go, I've got to ring you back. He'd say that I had to meet him at a certain place or a certain bus stop or something, and then, no, we're not doing that now. I'm going to come to you. No, I'm not doing that now. You have to come to me. I remember just wanting to agree to anything, just to have a plan. I was just happy to meet him, however he wanted to meet me. I talk to strangers all the time and I'm chatting away. I'm going off to meet this guy. I know him from the CB. I don't know him. Sorry, I don't know where we're going. Could you tell me where we're going, please? Excuse me, could you give me the address, please? Could you tell me where we're going?
I can't tell you.
And anyway, he said he'd already been paid or something. I didn't have to give him anything. And then went to the door, and I just remember this little, thin, frail-looking old lady with short hair. He's upstairs waiting for you.
I went in because I'm young and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I did think, oh, I put myself in that situation, and you blame yourself because you didn't do anything to stop them going on to do it to other people. He just said sort of, I just washed my hair, and I remember saying, but you knew I was coming round, and then it just seemed odd. And I don't remember anything. So when I first found out he was in prison for raping someone else, my initial reaction was, I don't know if my initial reaction was relief or guilt, because I felt both pretty immediately. Obviously I mentioned the relief I felt to feel like, oh, it wasn't me. I'm not this terrible person that attracts this kind of thing in people or causes it. But at the same time I did feel such a huge amount of guilt, and I carried it for years.
Please don't go home.
Who do I phone? What do I do? I don't know. I don't have anything on me. What the fuck? I just didn't know what to do. I thought I'd go in the pub and ask for help, and then I thought, no, you can't do that. I remember feeling like I was half-dressed or something. I don't know whether he'd ripped my knickers or pulled my knickers. I don't remember. I think I got a cab. When I asked the foster parents to pay for it, I told her what had happened, and I told her, please don't tell anyone, because this is just going to be another thing against me where people think she's too much trouble to have, she's too much trouble to look after, she's too much trouble to live with. I didn't want to cause trouble, so I said, please don't tell anyone, I don't want to cause any trouble. And she never did. I remember thinking, am I just doing this because it's a cliche thing to do, because it's what they do in movies? What's wrong with me? Am I just going for the motions? Am I just acting? But yeah, so you carry all kinds of guilt because you blame yourself. I know logically that doesn't make sense because he's been in the system and, you know, he's probably done it a load more times since, but I didn't know where the hell this house was, where he lived or who he was. I wouldn't have been able to find him again. And yeah, and that's kind of that end of it, really. I can start again,